So we were just actually talking about this during the commercial break. Obviously, it was incredibly hot over the weekend. I think we all can agree that it would be nice to have warm, mild weather for Bloomsday, but not overly hot, right?
Yeah, that overly hot gets to be a bit much, especially when you haven't eased into it. And so when you look at the Bloomsday forecast and you see a high temperature kind of, let's just say it's right around 60. With the moisture in the forecast on Saturday, it's likely our overnight low stays a bit warmer, likely closer to 50. And if you're in the world of running, that's kind of the sweet spot.
I know it's a ways out. We still have time for that to change, but I think a lot of people will be okay with that.
Yes, I do, because this last weekend was way too warm. And I, for one, I said somebody was going to complain to me. I complained to me. Oh, this is a bit much. What are we doing here? But yes, we are talking some serious heat. Near record heat returns in the days to come. Isolated thunderstorm chances and cooler and wetter by the time we get to Bloomsday. Right now we do have some flood concerns. Flood watches in effect for the St. Joe right near St. Mary's. And if you make your way toward Cataldo, right along the Coeur d'Alene River, it looks like you could see a little bit of that river going over the bank. Kind of similar to what we see this time of year is how I would describe it. It's just that time. We were so incredibly warm over the weekend that even up in high elevations, we're talking temperatures up in the 70s. And if that isn't going to melt snow, nothing is. All right, there's our low. Down in the south, throwing this little moisture at us, but it's got to go over quite a bit to get to us. So it just kind of falls apart as it does so. A few scattered showers kind of popping up, most of those up high. We are going to eventually see some more moisture kind of lift in as we head into the latter hours of this evening. Notice it's likely one of those storms where it's locally heavy rain, not spread out too far from the storm itself. That's kind of the overall weather pattern we're in. We'll see that around tonight. We'll see a little bit of activity overnight, and tomorrow looks a little bit drier, but with the potential of that exact same thing happening kind of later on in the day. We tap into the daytime heating, we get that moisture coming in from the south. It's just one of those weather patterns. So the next couple of days, expect that by the time we get into the second half of the week, we're looking at a pretty big shift in the weather pattern. So our low dives to the south tonight. Then we wind up seeing our next low make its way in, and you already know what's going to happen as that moves in. It's going to cool us down and then bring about more chances of showers. I think that hits Friday. So the way it's looking right now is that we warm up, sun up tomorrow and Wednesday. Tomorrow night we see those showers. Thursday we start to turn the corner, and by this weekend it looks cooler and wetter. That chance of showers I think is better Friday and Saturday than it is Sunday. So does look like we could be a little bit drier by Bloomsday.
Okay, we'll hold on to that, Jeremy. Thank you.